Right, biggie today. If I can get this in order for an understanding to be there. I watched a live stream last night of a meeting in Thetford, LSB Productions. I think I've said that correctly. I do apologise if I haven't. I will, under the free usage under YouTube, I will be sharing that. But at the moment, I just want to have a listen to a couple of things. And this one is, well, just have a listen.
Good evening, everyone. Hello. For those of you who don't know, I'm Saul Penfold. I'm your county councillor for North Walsham West, in which all the roadworks are happening, which I'll come to. But just to give you an update on the county itself, you probably are aware that the county council elections that were due in May have been cancelled, well, postponed, maybe that's a better word, due to the fact that Norfolk and Suffolk have been accepted into the government's fast track scheme for...
I will just say this is North Walsham Town Council's meeting 4 months ago. And this is County Councillor Saul Penfold talking at the moment.
Devolution and local government reorganisation, which essentially means that over the next few years the county council and your district council, so North Norfolk, but all the district councils across Norfolk will be wound down and abolished and replaced by unitary authorities. The geography of those we don't know yet. It wouldn't be one unitary authority covering the whole of Norfolk. It might be two, it could be three, it could be an east-west split, it could be a Greater Norwich unitary and then a kind of a ring around it. Who knows, that's all to be discussed. But those authorities would have all the functions of the current county and district councils. So the timetable for that looks tight, but the plan, I think as I understand it at the moment, is for there'll also be a mayor to cover Norfolk and Suffolk. So the mayoral authority elections would happen next May 26th. The elections to the new unitary authorities would happen, we think, in May 27. Existing councillors would carry on because the newly elected unitary council will sort of shadow authority as the transition happens, likely to carry on until sort of March or May 2028. So that's the sort of timescale. So sort of 3 years from now, really, we will see the introduction of the new unitaries. And Norfolk County Council voted for that. Our group wanted the elections to still go ahead this May, but we felt nevertheless we should vote for this because if we didn't and Norfolk wasn't at the table to discuss this with government, it would be kind of down to Norfolk anyway. So it's far better to be at the table discussing it than just have it imposed on them. So happy to have any questions on that, but it's all sort of in negotiation at the moment. So our district leader and county leader will obviously be part of those discussions.
Just a quick question. So the Norfolk Suffolk Mayor will sit over the 6 units.
This is North Walsham Mayor Bob Wright.
Within that area.
Yeah. And be quite powerful, I think.
Potential even if the PCC as it exists now included as the mayoral authority, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry,
No.
And that is District Councillor Mel Gray, the deep voice.
Please do, Mal. Please do. You know just as much as I do. So yeah. Yes, exactly. Sort of a devolving of powers upwards, upfolding, if that's a word. But a little sort of that's not great personally, I think. But there's a lot to be worked out. But Mal's right. Sort of the PCC powers will probably go to the mayor, and obviously a very large area to cover as well.
Right, so that is the discussion about the timeline of the county council and how they're going to vote. over that timeline. That's my understanding from what I take of this. If we now skip forward to 10:02. Yeah, we'll go from there. This is the budget talk.
As always, council tax rise, I think 3.99%, which is the maximum allowed. Certainly for county, and now filling in on district. We actually put in an amendment which got defeated, but was to carry on the road safety community fund. And if anyone was watching the county council meeting, which I'm sure you weren't, but if anyone did have to catch it, I did mention the fact that the Millfield Road extension.
Sorry, I think I've got the timing wrong. I think it's 10:33.
Which I tried to get done in the last round of the road safety community fund and failed. We wanted this fund to go on for another 2 years. That was our amendment. Put another 500,000 across the county because it's done a lot of good work. And I cited that as an example of those double yellow lines coming back, making that traffic flow far safer and easier going up to the junction with the Norwich Road. The bollards there at the moment are actually doing quite a good.
Maybe not. Maybe it was just at 5:15. Anyway, moving on. So that was 4 months ago. If we now move to 3 months ago, where they are talking give me a second. 448. About there.
Should we let Sol go?
Looking at me there. Looking at me, Mr. Chairman. Oh, well, that was how kind of you. Thank you. Well, a short update, I think,
This is Sol Penfold yet again.
to spare you. So, county matters. We had a full council today at county. So, still sort of recovering from that, really, because it was quite an odd meeting, but quite exhausting, as they normally are. Questions around to the leader of the county about the local government reorganisation, and particularly the proposed unitary authorities. The county administration seems keen on one unitary for Norfolk, but the district councils all over the last few weeks have had meetings and discussed and debated it, and 6 out of 7 of them have voted for either a 3 unitary model or a 2 unitary model. And obviously North Norfolk colleagues can fill you in a bit more on the debate that happened there, because I missed that last week. But from a county point of view, it's interesting. So how that works, the districts have said this, county perhaps thinking something else. So there clearly needs to be a discussion and a debate between them, because it's very important that the districts are heard when representations are sent back to government, and the districts' voices are heard in that. It is open to public consultation at the moment as well, so should you wish to put forward your views on the future of local government in Norfolk, then go to the county website and you can see it there. I think that runs until the middle of April.
And how many of us knew that?
Around about 13th, something like that. So there's time to do that should you wish. I think it's important to do that, and I would hope that the county would listen to. It was raised today, an interesting question, if the people of Norfolk say we don't want this model, whether that will be listened to. I'll leave you to make your own mind.
I did see in a Norfolk thing today that if there was a single unitary, it would save 29 million a year, but if there are 3 unitaries, it would.
Did you hear that? Doing this devolution, it's meant to be saving us 29 million a year. That's all.
Cost more.
Yes, I think there might be a certain spin put on it, because I think there is evidence from other single unitaries that might not be necessarily the case. But I think there is a lot of politics in it, and we probably need to take that out of it, to be honest. I'm not sure the modelling's been done for Norfolk yet on that one, but I think the government's preferred model, and
This was 3 months ago. This was North Walsham Town Council 3 months ago, and they still haven't This is where we were up to 3 months ago.
The important in all of this is for a unitary to have around sort of 350,000 people in. So that would suggest certainly 2 or 3 for Norfolk. I think our population is more around about 900,000, something like that. Steve?
Sorry, so I
No,
saw something yesterday, they said it's 350 to 500,000.
That's Steve Dibbins. He's no longer there. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those councillors are no longer there.
Okay.
So that's
So that would be 2.
quoted on the website.
Yeah.
I was perusing it.
Yeah, no, well, thank you. So that would be 2 then. So I think, all of that makes it seem that 1 would be quite a big, quite a big authority, but we shall see.
We shall
As
see.
part of their response to
Right. Moving on to devolution talk. This is County Councillor and District Councillor. She holds 2 positions. Lucy Shires.
the planning application. Just to touch on the devolution aspect of what Saul mentioned, whilst this is happening to us in one form or another,
And that's Barry. He arrived late. See, doesn't even take his coat off, but he's no longer there, so that's cool.
the one thing that I'm really concerned about and I have raised over and over again is that the mayor will come with a precepting ability.
Yeah.
So where this may save money for the government, it's not going to save money for local people, and I'm really concerned about that. And the same with local government reorganisation. What we anticipate is, in whichever unitary formed, there'll be an equalising of the council tax. Now, I can't for a minute sit here and say that everybody's council tax will go down to the lowest level, because Band D, North Norfolk, is going to be different to Band D elsewhere. So it's not just the fact that there'll be an additional precept, it's what we don't know about the council tax increases that will come through unitaries, not because people are putting the council tax up, but because there'll be some kind of equalisation across the unitaries. So while the government are proposing this as a money-saving exercise for them, it's definitely not a money-saving exercise for us, because I don't believe we'll see our council tax bills decrease. That's all my county update for now.
So that was her county update on the devolution, where council tax and everything comes into, and the savings that possibly could be made. Now, if we just click over to this one, this is a meeting that happened last night. It was live streamed from LSB Productions. Let me just double check I'm saying that correctly. Sorry, LSB Film Production. It was a meeting last night that he live streamed. And as you can see about the Thetford Council Watch, there's a lot of issues, going on with Thetford. And this was a meeting, I think, done outside of the council. I don't think this is council members sitting around this table. But what we can see is tonight Thetford Council Watch meeting is not to be missed. We're bringing you an exclusive update on the arrest of Zach over the weekend, what really happened, the outcome. I'll let you go over to the LSB Film Production YouTube channel and you can find all that out for yourself. But meantime, listen to this.
£0.5 billion. This equates to roughly £902 per person in Norfolk. The council's borrowing is used to fund...
Sorry,
complete.
let's start again.
My wife played me after.
Oh, nothing I can do about this this ad. Right, here we go.
You can only, as I was saying a minute ago, you can only go so far before you get Big Brother from Westminster, countermanding what you're doing. So you can use a lot of common sense. You can look at the debt level, and if you perhaps permit me, I've got some stuff.
Yes, we permit you. Tell us.
Relevant to this county, but if you know that until the end of this Parliament, or perhaps if the current government falls between now the next 4 years, then you know, you've always got the possibility that whatever you do locally can get gazumped from higher up. But yeah, I found this fascinating. I mean, again, this is just AI and Google searches, but I typed in this morning, how much debt does Norfolk County Council have? And back in the answer, Norfolk County Council debt currently stands at £828.7 million. This borrowing is primarily for capital projects like schools, roads, bridges, libraries and museums. The council also pays £28.5 million annually in interest on its current borrowing. So I got my calculator out and divided that by 365, and it's a staggering £78,082 per day. So it goes on. In addition to Norfolk County Council's debt, other Norfolk councils also have debt. Norwich City Council has borrowed £207.1 million. Great Yarmouth has around £81.3 million. South Norfolk has borrowed £20 million, and West Norfolk has borrowed £10 million. However, I found this fascinating, 3 councils, brackets, Breckland, North Norfolk and Broadland.
Right, North Walsham sits in North Norfolk, right? I can get the bloody button to
Have no debt. None at all.
No.
The total debt for all of Norfolk Council combined is almost £1.5 billion. This equates to roughly...
Right, before I go on, my question is, if the county is in 1.5 billion of debt and we go to devolution, where does that debt end up? I mean, Lucy Shires was talking about the council tax isn't probably going to go down, it's probably going to go up. So does that mean they're going to try and claw back 1.5 billion? And if we do go into devolution and we become one with Suffolk, are they really going to want that debt? Because what debt has Suffolk got? Interesting. Let's carry on listening.
£902 per person in Norfolk. The council's borrowing is used to fund major projects, it's said above, and infrastructure improvements. However, the council also faces challenges in managing its finances, including a growing shortfall in its budget, particularly for supporting children with special educational needs and disabilities, brackets SEND. This has led to concerns about the council's financial sustainability and the need for potential service reductions. So that was just one Google. Then again...
Service reductions.
May I go on? Just take a minute or two. To get more specific to Breckland, what was Breckland Council's turnover last year? Because I know it's often likened to a business, which is, I guess, exactly what it is, because it's an organisation offering services, isn't it? Breckland Council's turnover for the year 23-24, as detailed in their statement of accounts, was £98,567,000. So that's 98, almost £100 million turnover. For council tax and £35.46 million for business rates. These figures represent the total revenue collected by the council from these sources. Council tax, so the above figure, 98.5 million, was collected from 62,183 homes with a collection rate of 97.2%. How much surplus did Breckland Council make last year? Breckland Council generated a surplus of £2.4 million in 2023-24, with Breckland's share being 966,000. Didn't quite understand that. This surplus will be included in the 2025-26 budgets. Overall surplus, those figures above.
How much are they? Are they not borrowing anything, right?
I think not. I think you've got 3 councils that are debt free.
But what's happening is our council tax is keeping them going. It's just that they're not bulging it up really.
Yes, but I think the picture's a bit more complicated because I think that the council has made investments that
Yes,
are
they
doing
have,
quite
yeah,
well.
yeah.
The detail of which I'm not sure about.
But what you're saying there though is that people who've been down and out who are paying money they can't afford, Breckland have been investing it and doing well off of it, and I would say if you're on the cabinet or you're in powerful positions, you're getting the benefit of that. So
Yeah.
it's been some wise and shrewd investments, but they're still taking the money off the people and they're not ploughing it back.
Yeah, the salaries you can also Google. Have you
Yeah.
done that? You've had a look.
The
You can
pension
see
fund,
all the names.
I've seen that.
So they're open for public.
Yeah, Dave give us an overview on it before he went away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, again, if you'll permit me, a couple of minutes just to finish. You asked a couple of meetings back, I couldn't make the last meeting, but about debt collection. So I've had some exchanges of email with the senior financial officer at Breckland Council, and I wrote...
Dave, can I just... We're just about to speak about that. Yeah, so... No, go on, you say your bit. Yeah, go on, Dave, you say your bit.
So I made some notes, sort of summarised, so let's hope I get them in the right order. So, who exactly does the council employ to collect its debts? And the answer came back. Breckland Council is part of a partnership of 5 local authorities which have formed a partnership called Anglia Revenue Partnership, ARP, and I've heard that before here, which provides revenues and benefits services. ARP is responsible for the billing and collection of council tax and business rates. NNDR, which I'm given to understand is for National Non-Domestic Business Rates, in line with the appropriate regulations and legislations. So I asked, well, who are these people? Who are the other authorities? And the reply was, aside from Breckland Council, you've got East Cambridgeshire District Council, East Suffolk Council, Fenland District Council, West Suffolk Council. ARP also has its own in-house enforcement agency, ARPE, which collects council tax and business rate debts that have not been able to be collected by ARP. I wrote again, if debts occur that require a visit outside, oh no, sorry, this is still the reply, I've just got it in bold. If debts occur that require a visit outside of the ARP area.
I've never seen such an amazing cleaning product. It's just like magic.
Adverts. Now, I must admit, I thought this was our town clerk, Wendy Murphy, just joined the meeting, but it wasn't. But I did think...
Currently, this would be Bristol.
Doesn't look like it's on her.
Just go, Mike, sorry, just go back a couple of sentences so I can get that. Just, so, you said that they've got their own in-house. So ARP are just there to collect the money, then if you don't pay the money, the ARP enforces, is that what you're saying?
That's my understanding. Yeah,
and then, and what happened after that? Just go
so out of area, and you see, I'm not quite sure what that means, whether it means geographic area, but this is the reply I got.
Yeah.
So I'll read that sentence again. If debts occur that require a visit outside of the ARP area, they can be passed to an external enforcement agency for collection. Currently, this would be Bristow and Sutat. In addition,
but what they've not said there is
straight to GDPR.
Yeah, so, but what they've not said there is Well, I just want us all to think about this. What they're saying there is there's 1, 2 or 3 levels of enforcement. I've took it there's 2 levels there. There's the ARPE. Now, what we're trying to figure out at the minute is that the council money, or if the council allowed that money to go to the ARPE? I still think that's council money.
Yeah, basically the way I view it is you've got 5 councils that have set up this one thing that just says, right, you do it.
Now, here's the thing, this is the crux point, Mike. When they hand it over to Bristol and Shooter, this is the... Where is the debt? Who holds the debt? What is the debt?
Okay.
Again, being an ex-Breckland councillor, we wrote unpaid debt off. As I said today, so when that unpaid...
On that note, if you want to know more, head over to LSB Film Productions. It is under shocking update of Zach's arrest, where you can hear the rest of the chat, as well as solar panel chat. I think one gentleman actually stated about the Germany, their government have now brought in a sun tax to do with their solar panels. Oh, there's so much more. Anyway, I'll leave you for now. So yeah, 1.5 billion. Norfolk's in debt. Hurrah! Anyway, till next time. See you later.